Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Division Z podcast. My name is Jason.
And I'm K Cosmic.
Today, we have a few things to talk about.
We
got some
do.
Season 6 stuff coming soon. We have Outbreak Survival, one of the newer game modes or the newer LTMs added to Cold War Zombies. And I guess that's really about all that's happening recently in the Call of Duty world. I mean, it's Cold War Zombies. There's going to be stuff sprinkled in here and there. And hey, it's still stuff to do though. I'm not gonna say there's nothing to do in the game. I like Outbreak Survival.
I think we're in that time period now where people, well, normally we'd be more hyped for the next game. Doesn't really seem like that's happening too much for Vanguard, but I think it's a kind of pattern where things get a little bit quieter in the main games at the time, obviously. But
yeah,
I think with Cold War, all these little updates are good, but we know the main meal is going to be DLC 4. And I think that's what the community is waiting for. But obviously we're going to be talking about Outbreak Survival, all the new stuff that came in, like the little updates we had as well. And
we should talk about the numbers event too. The numbers event was pretty cool. I guess we'll just start there then, the numbers event. So the numbers event, for those of you who may or may not know or aren't keeping up to date, was an event just like the Hunt for Adler or one of those kind of events where you have in-game challenges that you can complete to earn a reward. This time around, it was a new melee weapon, the Sai, which is actually it's dual-wield size. It's a Japanese kind of dagger, and it's really fun to use.
I've seen some funny clips. The Firebase Z spawn room skip is back. Because is it because you run faster with it, or is it you're more like a lunge?
It's because you jump higher. You get a higher jump, and when you jump, you have a further lunge. So people are able to use the Sai to do the Firebase Z first room skip, and even Mark Maestas on Twitter acknowledged that, and he's like, "Yeah, by the way, everybody, there's a way you can skip the Firebase Z starting room now, and we're not gonna stop you." So
it's one of the things
Treyarch themselves
I've
like,
said,
go for it, have fun.
Whatever, I like how the melee weapons, they all differ in their attributes. Like, not each one is the same. One is faster, one... I think it's cool where they've gone around where it's just not a copy and paste of, a melee attack. And I think that's pretty cool. And I think with things like this as well, it's quite cool. Because you can also do kind of the BO3 slide again with this. You kind of can almost...
A little bit,
yeah. Which I think is nice. I think we all appreciate the Black Ops 3 slide. I think it's one of the best mechanics that came into zombies and then went away.
We love slide jumping around the Black Ops 3 maps. That's just... How do you know you're a zombies YouTuber? You slide jump around all the Black Ops 3 maps. Oh, there goes Jackie Vincent sliding across Shadows of Evil.
Man, I wish that would come back. Obviously, it won't. Cold War is kind of put that into the dirt, I think. And I think going forward, it's going to be one of them things where it's like, no. I remember when we went from slide jumping to Infinite Warfare, and I kind of had it, but not really. I don't know, because you didn't really play too much Infinite Warfare, did you?
I didn't really.
No.
I've only played Zombies in Spaceland and Attack of the Radioactive Thing.
Yeah.
So I don't really have that much of a well-informed opinion on it, but I did enjoy Attack of the Radioactive Thing.
Well, here's what we can do. I'm going to buy Infinite Warfare for the PlayStation. We can do all the Easter eggs. We can do every one. I've only done 2, so I'd have to learn it. But
dude, I'm down. Actually,
that'd be great.
I would like to. I wouldn't mind experiencing another Easter egg because the only non-Treyarch Easter egg I've ever completed, actually 2. The only 2 non-Treyarch Easter eggs I've completed: Final Reich and Outbreak Advanced Warfare.
Advanced Warfare, yeah.
So those are the only 2 non-Treyarch Easter eggs I've completed. So it'd be nice to go in.
These are some good ideas. Since the games are so much different to normal zombies and we're not used to it, we should go through and relive all of them. We should go through Exo Zombies completely and do the Easter.
Well, there you go.
I don't really want to do Exo Zombies, but we can do it. We will do it.
I don't really want to do Exo Zombies. I mean, here's the thing, right? Like, I'm gonna have to. Okay, so I'll have to get Advanced Warfare for PlayStation 4 because I have Advanced Warfare for 360. So I'm gonna have to go get that. I don't mind. I think that's a fun idea.
Yeah, game's not too expensive now either. If you find it on disc somewhere in your GameStop or something, you'd be absolutely fine.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I bought Infinite Warfare from GameStop for $5. $5.
Man, you don't know I did.
That's not an over exaggeration either. It was literally $5.
What was it? I found Call of Duty Ghosts for the Xbox 360 for £1.50.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and the good thing is as well, this is really odd, is
Woo.
the COD Ghost for the 360 works on the Xbox One because you get some backwards
Hmm.
compatible
Oh, yeah,
games.
yeah, yeah.
But it's quite odd because you have your standard Ghost on the Xbox One. You have your
Mhm.
Xbox One version, but then you can play your Xbox 3 version, Xbox 360 version. And you know what the weirdest part
That's
is?
cool. Hmm.
It's cross progression.
That's neat. That's really cool,
It's
actually.
quite cool because you can if I do stuff with my 360 or change my class about, if I
Yeah.
jump onto my Xbox One account version, it will have all that changed,
Well,
which
there
is
you go,
weird,
man.
which is quite weird. This is weird,
That
but
sounds pretty cool, to be honest.
the moral of the story is buy Infinite Warfare, buy Advanced Warfare. Do you have World War II? I think you got it for free, didn't you?
I do.
Yeah, well, you have it. That's fine. I need to get that again.
But I didn't get it for free.
No, you got because they released it for free a while back. I'm pretty sure, didn't they?
I think they did, but World War II, I think I bought on launch.
Hmm. I
Um,
I
yeah.
wish times like this. I wish I bought. I wish I went on my PlayStation and just downloaded the games and like I don't use my PlayStation, but I'll
Uh-huh.
download them anyway. I'll download them anyway. But
Hey, for video opportunities like we're talking about now, right?
yeah, exactly,
Uh,
exactly. Free content. That is exactly what it is.
let's go.
Let's go.
Well, getting back on track a
Getting
little
back
bit
to
with
the
the numbers
zombies.
event.
We're
In
not very.
addition to the numbers event, we unlocked the Sai. The Sai is a good melee weapon. I still don't think it's the best melee weapon. I still think that title is still in the hands of the E-Tool. I think the E-Tool is still the best in Cold War. And the only reason why I say that is because I don't like the lunge that the
Hmm.
Sais have and the range on them. You got to be like this close to a zombie to get any kind of hits on them.
Hmm.
So I like them, and they melee extremely quickly if you're doing the offhand attack. But if you're lunging, it's a little bit precarious
Hmm.
because of how close you have to get. But
Yeah.
I still think the size are really good. Of course, they added the bundle if you wanted to buy the size instead of grind for them in the numbers challenge. Which honestly, the numbers challenges weren't that hard either,
Yeah, I
and
seen that people were completing them quite fast.
yeah, me and Jack, or Jack and I completed the numbers event on stream together when the day it came out.
What did you have to do for it?
So, oh, if I remember off the top of my head, there's like 8 challenges, and one of them was like. And by the way, correct me if I'm wrong, people in the comment section. This is the first time we've had the challenge events in zombies too. So, um, yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. I think this is the first time we've had that. But I think one of the challenges was kill 3 elites. Um, Recover 500 health by eating food in Outbreak Survival in a single region. Um, what was another one? Oh yeah, earn score streak multi-kill medals. Like, you get 5 rapid kills with a death machine or something, and you get the medal that pops up on
Hmm.
screen. Like, gotta earn like 10 of those. Um, like complete 2 outbreak objectives in the next fill. It was like different challenges like that, and they weren't that hard. It
No,
was pretty fun to do. It took Jack and I like maybe 2 hours, 2.5 hours. It wasn't that bad.
no. So
So
overall, just
yeah,
a fun kind of challenge, and you got rewarded for it. That's what the
yeah,
community's been asking for. Things like that, where we can just get
exactly,
rewarded.
dude.
So
And that's the thing. I'm crossing my fingers that Black Ops Cold War at the end of its life cycle has a similar system to Black Ops 4 where you can just pick and
ooh,
choose what you want out of the shop without having to pay actual money, and you can like I don't know, use Ethereum crystals or something to
oh, that'd be
like
cool.
get things out of the shop. I don't know. That'd be cool
You
though.
just know their new marketing and like the way the direction of like microtransactions have gone. Because we talked about this last week with Tim, I'm pretty sure, but
I think
it's
so.
it's one of them things where in hindsight, Black Ops 4 after its life cycle was done did so much for the community even in terms of grinding. Because every piece
Yeah.
of content in that game, as far as weapons go, you could grind. I think there's a few that
Yeah.
weren't in the crates for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe I'm wrong actually, but uh,
Yeah, I think
uh,
like the melee weapons weren't in the crates. There was
yes,
the Eye of Apophis, which was one you could select and
select, yeah.
choose, but I think some of the other melee weapons like the remember the action figure?
Yes, I
You could
do.
melee with an action figure. Yeah, so that's
Oh
not in the
yeah,
shop,
yeah.
uh but yeah, the Eye of Apophis, that thing that looks like it should belong in Ancient Evil or something with the floating rocks, that you can
Mm,
buy, which I
yeah.
did end up buying.
What I need to do is I'm doing evolution videos for COD, so I'm actually gonna have to go on
Mhm.
Black Ops 4 and unlock guns that I don't have because I'll need them all.
There
So,
you go.
oh man, I wish.
Hey,
Here's what I wish, right? I wish I was on PlayStation from the start, so that then I had all this content on my PlayStation. That'd
I
be
feel you.
that'd be nice, but man, that hurts a little. That hurts a little.
It's, that's gotta sting.
It
That's a
stings,
lot of damage.
stings, doesn't it? Oh,
But also with the numbers event that happened, you could also go into Warzone, and for whatever reason, you can't do this in Plunder, but you could go into normal battle royale, and there are broadcast stations that you could go and activate the numbers sequence, and that would count for the challenge progression too. So there were like, I don't know, like 8 or 9 locations in Verdansk that you could go to and activate the broadcast towers and
hmm.
help Stitch complete his total domination over everybody, and Perseus and the domination over everybody with MK Ultra. All that great stuff, right?
Oh yeah,
Uh and then of course we got the season 5 outro cinematic that ties in directly into that, with Hudson instructing Woods to go find Mason and hunt down Adler, who's gone AWOL working on a secret project in Verdansk, which, by the way, I have to add on, as I was playing uh Plunder, or just playing on normal Verdansk. I don't know if you noticed this too. I don't know if you played Warzone recently, but there are these red crates that are around the map that emit this really loud noise that are
really?
just there for some reason, right?
Hmm.
And a screenshot of those crates were shown in the season 5 outro cinematic. So that confirms that those crates are important for season 6.
Yeah,
So looking forward to seeing what Adler's up to in Verdansk. And I think Mason's going to be the season 6 cover operator. What do you think about
absolutely.
that? I think it'd be
Yeah,
cool.
I think so, and I think it's a bit overdue. I think Mason is one of them characters that really hits with nostalgia, and we haven't seen him
Oh,
yet.
yeah.
So it'd be cool just to have him in the game, and I think it's a good way to finish off going on to Vanguard, because I
Yeah.
think in a way this game is obviously it's a sequel to Black Ops 1, but I think it's somewhat of a
Mhm.
love letter to people that enjoy Black Ops 1 so much, with its
Yeah.
characters and overall like the vibe of the game as well. So to finish
Very
off
true.
with an OG character, because we've had other people leading up to this. We've had more things on Perseus' side and antagonists and all that from that kind of side of things. So it's good to see a familiar face kind of come back.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a good way to finish off Cold War's life cycle.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be really interesting to see what they do with it. Like we were talking about with DK on that episode of the podcast, um, oh my god, I just drew a blank. What am I trying to say? What are the words, Jason? What do they
Words.
mean? Um, oh right, yeah, Black Ops 2. If they're
Hmm.
gonna do something at the end of Cold War Season 6 to try to make Black Ops 2 canon, right? Because we've seen references to Menendez in Cold War and other things like that. So are they going to solidify Black Ops 2 as canon towards the end of, the overall storyline with Perseus and all that? I think it was a DK video that I watched the other day where he said it'd be kind of interesting to see, how Woods got captured, and then that's how it leads into Black Ops 2, where you have
Oh
to rescue
yes.
Woods, right?
Yeah, that would be because
So,
it fill in the blanks once again. Because that's something they can do with
yeah,
this, unless the next Black Ops game, which I think, okay, eh, let's think about this for a second, right? The next Treyarch game, do you or do you not think it'll be another Black Ops game? I think it has to be another Black Ops game at this point.
it has to be because of the namesake. I mean,
And
you
since
have you
it's a
have a recognizable brand like
yeah,
Black
and
Ops,
I guess
it's gonna be.
as well as since this universe is now the canon universe, even
Yeah,
if it's not Black Ops, it's still going to be in the same universe, so it might as well be.
right,
So I think whatever they call it, the next game, it could either be something just after Cold War or maybe before Black Ops 2.
right.
That,
Yeah.
that gets me excited because I
So
don't
like
know.
it's like a modern day
Yeah,
Black
because
Ops.
we haven't actually had a tradition like a modern setting for a Black Ops game yet. Because Treyarch
I
hasn't
don't know, man. I mean, we're swiftly approaching
Black
2025,
that
and
doesn't count.
Black Ops 2.
Okay, hear me out here.
No, I know what you're saying though.
Bet right now for 100 gulpagums that and for the year of Black Ops 2 is based 2025, they will do a remaster.
I would love that.
I
I would
think they kind of have
absolutely love
to.
that.
I think the reason, obviously, the reason they haven't done it yet, first of all, is because we haven't got the Black Ops One remaster yet. If they were going to
Right.
do that, which I think they would maybe do with the next Treyarch title in 2023,
Maybe. I
and
mean,
maybe
the thing
maybe
is
it
though,
might just be campaign.
because they have Cold War now, and Cold War is the direct sequel to Black Ops 1, I don't think they would reboot Black Ops 1. I just don't think they
Oh
would.
no, 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 no! I mean, in the sense that it would be just a
Oh, so like just
remaster,
like a total faithful remake.
just like with kind of COD 4. Or
Okay.
here's what I think would happen at this point is I think with COD 4 remastered and then Infinite
Mm.
Warfare, I think they realize, oh shit, these games are conflicting with each other because a lot of people went to COD 4. That's the reason they bought Infinite Warfare. People didn't play Infinite Warfare, you know. But that's the
I
reason they
remember
bought.
that.
That's the reason they spent $100 because they wanted to play
Mhm.
Modern Warfare. So I think
Yeah.
I think what might would happen is they would remaster Black Ops 1 for 2023, and then whatever came out in 2025, perhaps we get Black Ops 2 campaign remastered. If they were going to remaster it, I would love a
That would
faithful
be interesting.
remaster. I would love a faithful remaster of Black Ops 2 completely, campaign, multiplayer, and zombies especially. I would absolutely love to see zombies on Black Ops 2 zombies kind of on the Warzone engine. I think that'd be
Be
fun.
interesting.
It'd be
Be
fun to
really
see how
interesting.
it act, but man, only time it's exciting. This time period's exciting because we can look forward to new stuff. But we're getting to that stage now
Yeah.
where all these old games will get remastered at some point. Like it will.
Yeah, exactly, dude. I think, with where Call of Duty is at, I think, the namesake, the brand, the nostalgia aspect of it that we've seen time and time again, I think it would be in their best interest to remaster a game like Black Ops 2. And you know what that would mean? It would also mean a faithful Mob of the Dead remaster,
There
which
you
I'm
go.
all for. So
Absolutely.
that'd be pretty awesome.
Absolutely. I
Uh
would love that as well. Man, even that's getting me excited. That's getting me excited. It needs to happen.
dude.
It
Dude,
needs
the
to.
thing is too, is like I think you could totally, and this I'm speaking hypotheticals, right? Because I Zombies Chronicles 2 isn't coming to Cold War. But like
Yeah.
if they were to do a Zombies Chronicles 2 for Cold War and they were to include Mob of the Dead, like it would be so, I don't know, maybe I don't want to say it would be easy because I don't know that much about game development, but I feel like it would be easier to adapt Mob of the Dead to Cold War than it would be to Black Ops 4
Yeah.
because I mean, what do you really have to do? I mean, you can just add an arsenal, a crafting table, a couple ammo crates, make it so that zombies drop armor and salvage and stuff. Like,
Yeah, that's
I
the
don't know. To me, that just doesn't sound like because that doesn't sound like a lot to add to Mob of the Dead to fit it to Cold War. Whereas like
no.
Black Ops 4, you have like all the perk locations. You have to kind of redesign the map a little bit for the perk locations and like kind of like they did with Blood of the Dead, right?
Hmm.
But I don't know. I just don't
I
hypothetically,
I
right?
completely get what you're
I don't
saying.
think it would be that hard. I mean,
No, I
I don't want to sound like I'm discrediting game development either because that's not my intention. Because I know it's difficult to do
yeah.
things, but um
Well, here
I don't know. I just feel like just adding arsenal, crafting table, ammo crates, done.
here's
Like
the thing.
I don't know.
Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. With Black Ops 4 and Blood, it was the case that it was a complete kind of remaster in a way where they did things completely differently. And they had that lot to
Mhm.
add in. With Cold War, it'd be exactly how you say it would be. It'd be Mob of the Dead, normal layout. The perk locations they would, add in the perks as they would be. And
Right.
perhaps what would happen is maybe we wouldn't have all our perks in the map and we had a wonder fit somewhere. An ammo crate
Yeah.
here or there. Yeah, really
It,
wouldn't be too much of a different experience from what we've experienced before for Mob of the
yeah.
Dead because it's
I mean,
most of the changes is with the actual player itself, not with the overall
yeah,
environments and that and all that changing at all.
exactly.
So it'd be the case where it'd be quite easy. I think. Again, I'm not a game developer either, but I don't think it'd be too hard considering we've had Alcatraz in the past how
Right.
many games now because of Blackout, Warzone, COD
Yeah.
Mobile. I'm pretty sure it's in as well. If I'm not mistaken.
I don't know about COD Mobile. That's a good
I'm
question.
pretty sure it is actually. I think it is.
Hmm.
And this is completely off topic, but the Blackout map is coming to COD Mobile, which I think is pretty
I
cool.
did hear about
That's
that.
the
That's interesting.
I quite like Blackout. I think Blackout. it gets a lot of love now because you know how everyone's like, "Oh, this game's shit" when it's out, and then 2 minutes after the new one comes out, "Oh, Blackout, Black Ops 4. Oh, such a good game." I always loved it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Dude,
But like
when you get Black Ops 4 for PlayStation, let's run some
yes,
Blackout.
absolutely. I would love to do that. I would love to do
Dude,
that.
that's the thing, right? It's like Blackout was really cool because you could play as like Dempsey and Nikolai and stuff.
And they had
Like
their
that
own
was
quote.
really cool.
Remember the kind of ongoing story they had in there as well. I think they intended for Blackout to be a lot more, but the idea of Warzone and having it free to play was maybe in the background as
Yeah.
well. And it's like, yeah, well,
Yeah.
here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna you guys cannot finish your game. I'm sorry. Black. Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Warzone is kind of like I would say the realistic battle royale, the COD universe, but Blackout is like the more fun Apex Legends style. Like anything can kind of
Okay.
happen in this, if you get what I mean, because you have all the abilities. You had the wonder weapons being added in as well in
Yeah,
Blackout.
dude, the wonder weapons were so fucking cool,
Yeah,
actually.
I remember playing the beta for Blackout, and you had the zombie event happening. You know, with the
Right.
with what's its name,
Blight Father.
Blightfather. You had the zombies running about. You could get the ray gun. So good. So
Dude,
good.
I remember getting the Death of Orion on Blackout and just like and downing people with that and just
Yes.
thinking to myself, I'm killing people with a zombies weapon in a battle royale game. What an interesting time to be a Call of Duty fan. And then like
Because
the Alpha Omega ray gun variants were added too, and it's like
the thing is, right?
interesting.
Is Treyarch said when they were revealing it, this is going to be the Black Ops universe compressed into a battle royale,
Right.
and that's what I loved about it. It was the Black Ops universe all in one big
Yeah.
map. You had so many good locations. You had,
So good.
it,
It
man,
was so good for, like,
the
yeah,
first one as well.
the hardcore Black Ops fan, right?
Yeah.
Now, say what you will about, "Oh, well, maybe it feels clunky," or, "Oh, I don't like how you get the weapons and attachments," or, there's no loadout drops or anything like that, right? I mean, the thing is, Blackout was the first battle royale Call of Duty ever tried, and, yeah, some of it might not feel as good as Warzone, honestly. I mean, because I think Warzone feels pretty good right
Oh
now,
yeah.
but Blackout, it still has its moments. I think Blackout still has its moments where it shines, like the grappling hooks and the heavy metal heroes thing, that the event that happened there, that was really cool.
Mm.
Um and like, yeah, I just things like that. I don't know. I just feel, and then Alcatraz Island, of course, the Rebirth Island before Rebirth
Man,
Island.
that was
It was called
cool.
Resurgence. It was Alcatraz Resurgence. Don't forget where your roots come from, ladies and gentlemen. Fucking Black Ops 4 birthed Rebirth. It
Man,
was the granddaddy of what we have in Warzone now. Never forget that.
and I think as well to kind of realize as well. I think Warzone overall is a better product than Blackout, but I think Blackout had a lot more personality, was more enjoyable. Okay, and I think it required a little bit more skill as well because with Warzone you can just melt someone in 2 seconds, but with Black Ops 4, it had a lot of health in it, obviously, because that's one of the main things they're going with. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, more health means more gunfight stuff. The guns will be a bit more unique in that, and they were to a certain extent. Even the events where like they would add in like hijacked. Remember when they added in hijacked? That was sick. That was
Yeah, dude, where they
cool.
were adding new parts of the map. See, that's another thing I gotta give Blackout over Warzone, where they were constantly adding new locations with every operation, which we would call seasons now, right?
Yeah,
Again, never forget where you come from.
exact.
Black Ops 4 set out the groundwork for future Call of Duty games with operations, the seasons, right?
It was just
Like,
good. It was good, and with it as well as like they weren't small changes. You got
no,
fucking
they were
you
not.
got buried.
Yes,
You got all
dude.
these maps. You got a lot of
Dude,
maps.
get Black Ops 4 right now, okay? We're gonna stream that this week. I swear to God.
We're streaming
Like,
that.
actually,
Yes,
we're streaming that this
I'll
week.
I
I
will
feel like playing that now.
I will go tomorrow and buy it. I will buy it
Let's
tomorrow.
go.
That
You heard it here first. Hey, keep an eye out on my Twitch channel or Cosmic's YouTube channel. We're gonna be streaming some Blackout because I'm actually
oh
fucking hyped to play Blackout now.
oh that'd be great. That's let's get some of the boys on.
Uh,
Let's get some more
dude,
people from
let's
the community.
go.
Let's get some more people from the community on. We can
Fuck yeah, dude.
that'd be a great time, man. That'd be a great time. I'm excited. I'm hyped to play it because I was talking to Jason about this before the podcast. With Cold War, I'm interested, but I found myself going back to the older games and enjoying them a lot more just because of how much more simpler
Mhm.
they are, and not everyone's sweating out on it. And I think as well, it's just one of them things where that's nostalgia hits as well. I think going to Blackout is gonna be fucking funny. I think it's gonna be a good time.
Dude, it's
I think we're
gonna
gonna
feel so weird because, like,
yeah.
I like to play Plunder in my downtime, like, if I
Mm,
have some free time, because I think Plunder is a chilled out version of Battle Royale in Verdansk. Um, and, like, it's gonna feel so weird. It's gonna be so weird going back to Blackout and being like, "Whoa," like, this it'll feel like a little bit of whiplash because of how
yeah.
different the games are, but I don't
Mm.
mind, man. I'm excited. You got me excited to play
Yeah, no,
it.
absolutely. It's gonna be a
Uh
good time. Fuck, I walk on it now.
Good stuff, man, good stuff.
Fuck,
Well, we do have some other things to talk about
we
today
do.
too. In addition with the numbers event, we also have Outbreak Survival in Black Ops Cold War Zombies, which I know a lot of people, again, on Twitter, everyone's going to argue about Outbreak. It's just, there's only there's only three things certain in life: death, taxes, and the zombies community complaining about
Yeah,
Outbreak
there
and
you
arguing
go.
about Outbreak, right? So, it's another one of those things where it sparked some more debate in the zombies community about whether it's good or not. And you know what, man? Honestly, I like it. I think
Mm,
Outbreak Survival is a fun twist. It gives you a different challenge and a different way to look at Outbreak. Obviously, you start with your normal 1911 pistol instead of your loadout weapon. You don't have a map, you don't have a mini map, you don't have a compass. You
mm,
recover your health by eating food off the ground. And, a lot of those things that you would use to your advantage are stripped away from you, and it forces you to play bare bones original zombies in Black Ops Cold War, which is a different feel, and it gives you a good challenge, I think.
mm.
And then when you get weapons and you get pack a punch, you feel a little bit more rewarded because you are stripped to the bare bones of what you have, and because Outbreak inherently is difficult. I think it's
Yeah,
got that extra layer of challenge as opposed to round based. It makes the stakes even higher,
yeah,
and that's what I appreciate about Outbreak Survival is like, oh man, I gotta go find some food before I do this objective. It forces you to explore and it forces you to find food sources and it forces you to test your map knowledge too as to okay, where am I? Where can I find the dragon relic? Where can I find the golden chest? And it really gets your brain thinking and it's a good challenge. So personally, I like Outbreak Survival. What do you think about it? And, yeah.
well, I haven't played it, but I think it looks all right.
Well, there you go.
Again, I don't hate Outbreak whatsoever. I think it's a fun game mode, and it's one of the things where I probably said in the past I don't enjoy it, but it's one of the things where I like it some days, I won't like it as much others. But I think overall,
Mm.
it's a good game mode. It's not a bad game mode, and when you compare it to past games as well, it's definitely one of the better side game modes. Another thing, we had to go play Rush as well from Black Ops 4. And we had to do Gauntlets. We had to do
Yes.
Gauntlets as well. A little side note,
Oh, no. Oh, don't remind
Gauntlets,
me.
yes, we had to do
Oh,
all the
no,
Gauntlets,
dude. I
Jason. We had to
gotta
do
I
all of
gotta
them.
I gotta still complete hard mode unsinkable, dude.
We'll do it together.
Like,
We'll do it
I've
together.
been trying to do that gauntlet solo on stream because, my community is awesome, and they were able to, get me to do it.
Yeah.
Uh, and I've been trying to complete it solo, and I've been stuck on the alternate ammo type one, where you have to kill the catalyst of the certain things. It's a nightmare because it's RNG as to which catalyst you get, and you might not have the right ammo types.
Mm.
I failed the round at 11 out of 15 fucking correct ammo types used, and it's like it just makes me not want to play it, but I'm gonna persevere for my community. I'm doing this for you guys.
Absolutely. Well, listen, we can do it together. We'll get the boy.
Fuck yeah,
We'll get
dude.
the same people we get for Blackout. We'll get onto that as well. Um,
I don't mind. I don't mind, man. That's
it's a
great.
good time. We'll do it. We'll do it. But with with Outbreak, it's not a bad game mode. For me personally, I don't feel like that's the best place and time for me to put my time into. Like I enjoy
Mm,
the game mode, but I feel like there's other things I can make videos on that kind of take priority over Outbreak. It's something that is something I would play in my downtime. That is something I play with a group of friends in my downtime, or with
Mm.
Ashley or something. Because I think with Outbreak, casual players enjoy it a lot more than we actually like people really know. Because
Yeah.
I think that's what they get. Because if you ask any casual what they think of Outbreak, they think it's fun. It tells you what to do. It gives you objectives to go around and do and explore. It makes things a lot more obvious when you complete it. You know, you get all you get your pack a punch, your perks. There's not having to learn a map or an Easter egg. It's a lot more simpler, and I think it's a
It's
lot
good
more.
for casuals.
It's complex but simple at the same time. It's complex in a way
Yep.
that it's it can get challenging, but it
And you can describe that with the entirety of Black Ops Cold War, and I
well,
think
there you
that's a
go.
good thing for the casual player.
Absolutely, absolutely. It holds the player's hand up to a certain point, and then it
Right.
lets you do the rest. It's kind of like you're riding a bike, and your parents like, oh yeah, I got the bike, and then you're like, don't let go, and
Mhm.
then they let go, and you're riding it, and it's like, don't let go, and then you got to round 100.
Right. Yeah, right?
They got to round
And that's the
100.
thing too. I think that's why a lot of people like, Mauer Toten so much because, J.R. Rizzo just put out his
I
review on
seen,
Mauer
I
Toten,
seen,
and,
yes.
one of the best points he made, honestly, in the video is, Mauer Toten holds your hand up until Pack-a-Punch. That's it. Now you go do other stuff yourself. Now you go find all the side Easter eggs. Now you go do the Easter egg by yourself, right?
Hmm.
And I think that's why a lot of people like Mauer Toten. The casuals and the hardcore players, I think, they like Mauer Toten more than a map like Firebase Z or Die Machina.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, I think there has to be that equilibrium between, the casual aspect of Cold War and the hardcore aspect of Cold
Hmm.
War. And to a certain degree, yeah, that could be Outbreak. However, Outbreak Survival is definitely catered, I think, more towards the hardcore zombies fan
You
because
think?
of how much more difficult it is. I mean, if you're not careful, you could die really quickly. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of these objectives that you would be able to do no problem in Outbreak on round 1 become a huge challenge, actually. I mean, I you try to do a golden chest or something, and you have Manglers and Tempest spawning in, you only have a 1911. Yikes, And it's a red rarity 1911. The loadout rarity isn't gonna do you much good.
No.
And
It's
then, like, the black chest is really difficult on survival mode. Like, it's not easy. It's really not easy.
no. I think that's a good thing, though. It gives the more hardcore community something to kind of get their teeth gripped into, and provides that little bit more of a challenge. Because ever since day one of Cold War, or maybe like week one, I think something the community has cried about is Cold War zombies is too easy. It's
Right.
too easy, and myself, I think it's fine. I think if it was really too easy, everyone would be getting to around 100, which you don't see. Have you gotten to around
Right.
100 yet?
Not on Cold War.
No, and
I
that's
I've
the
been
thing.
I've been more interested in doing other challenges like no
Yeah,
power and things
yeah.
like that. So
That's
getting around
that's
100 really isn't on my like priority list for
that's the
Cold War, to
thing.
be
That's
honest.
the thing for right. If the game was that easy, people like us would get to around 100 because we could. It would take us maybe a few attempts.
Yeah.
My highest round was 86, I think, which isn't bad, right?
Oh
But
yeah, actually I remember that game too.
yeah,
That was Die Machina at the beginning of Cold War, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man, that was a good stream.
it was when I was really getting. Oh man, that stream went on for hours. That was like a 10-hour stream.
You grinded that stream so hard. That was crazy.
That's what I love for you. Know when a new game launches, that's what I'm doing for
Yeah.
work. I'm gonna get time off. My big thing is if it's true that there's not gonna be a round based map until a few weeks after with season one, do I want to hold off my days off and then use them, or
I mean,
it's one of them
only time will
things.
tell.
I hope.
Like,
I hope.
I would say wait until October to get
Yeah.
your answer because that's where we're gonna get all the zombies
Yeah.
info, allegedly. So, we
Yeah.
shall see.
But no, again, I think I want to do another one of them streams because it was just a good, fun stream. Had a good time.
Absolutely.
I remember even the hype leading up to Cold War. Like
Oh,
it's one of the
man, dude,
things.
you know what gives me a good amount of nostalgia?
What's that?
The first time that you and I played Onslaught.
Oh
That
yes,
was a
that
good
was good
video.
because that was
Like,
after that was when I was sleep deprived. I remember playing
Yes.
it with you because I stayed up all night playing it. I had my room.
Yes.
I had.
Oh,
Thing is, right? You shouldn't drink energy drinks, right? But I bought a fucking 12-pack of Monster, and I
I
had it.
remember that.
I had at least like 8 of them. It was bad.
Fuck.
Yeah, it was bad, right? And like, don't get me wrong.
Dude, you had to have been pissing green
Yeah,
or something, like,
I needed it.
that's wow, that's a
I
lot.
needed again. I know it was bad for me, right? I needed the boost vote. I needed to grind the game and get the content out. I needed the
Oh,
grind,
shit.
but
You
man,
gotta take care of yourself there,
no.
don't,
You see. After it, Phil. You see after
yeah.
it, Phil. I went to bed, slept for like 12 hours, woke up. Fuck, I remember being sleep deprived, waking up. I was like, gotta hop on Cold War. Gotta hop on Cold War. Oh man,
Dude,
what a good time.
the things that content creators do for their channels, like, holy shit. I
Yeah,
mean, but honestly though, like, the Outbreak game or the Onslaught game we played, man,
because what's the
I
first
just thought that was so cool.
we played? I remember the map is the one where you're inside the building.
Checkmate.
Yeah, man. Fuck,
Because I remember I was like, "Oh, let's go for Checkmate." I didn't see that one in the beta. And then, yeah.
man, that's nostalgic.
And
Ah,
then, like, you know what's also I don't know why, it's just nostalgic to me. Like, when I recently went back to go watch my first playthrough of D Machina,
yeah.
and, like, using the butt of your gun to melee the zombies, I don't
Oh
know
yeah, because you
why, to
can't do
me,
that anymore.
that's, like I don't know why I feel nostalgia for that, because it's like, it's
Because
not good, like, it's not a
no,
good ability, but it's
you
like,
haven't
to
been able
me,
to use it
it's like
since you've
such
lost your
a
knife.
it's yeah, right? It's like such a interesting thing that really is like a landmark for Cold War zombies, and it's like, "Oh, shit, that's right, that's a thing."
Mm.
I don't know. I
You
just
know,
thought it was kinda nostalgic.
nostalgic for me. I mean, D Machine in general, but the Megaton. In a way,
Yeah.
he's really nostalgic and looking back. You know what's really, really nostalgic?
Hmm.
Using a crossbow against him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because I made a video on that. I remember that video where I was like, the fastest way to kill the Megaton in Black Ops Cold War Zombies. Oh,
Funny
that.
enough, I made a video similar to that where his fastest way to kill Orda, and it was the crossbow.
Mm.
Which the crossbow I haven't used the crossbow in a while, so I'll have to go back and check it out, but,
Man,
yeah, dude, good stuff, good stuff.
fuck, just nostalgic. And like, you know what? Something else is nostalgic as well for me. You know the
Mm,
first trailer for Black Ops Cold War?
yeah.
Oh man, oh that's good. Oh,
Oh, fun stuff, man. I mean, it's and then Pawn Takes Pawn to a certain degree is a little bit nostalgic, but I mean,
that's the one
you know.
thing. That's the one thing. I remember it right, and not nostalgic for that. I was nostalgic for when we all jumped into Warzone. I remember all the issues we were having, and we couldn't get
Dude,
in.
fucking who remember you remember the um
The zombies
what was
event.
the no, the event in Warzone where you do the thing, you go to the bunkers, and then you go talk to Woods, and then that's what unlocks the trailer for Cold
Yeah,
War. You remember
yeah,
that?
yeah.
That was so much fun.
Mm.
I remember like, "Whoa, Woods, what is
Right.
he doing here?" Like, it was so like, it was crazy.
And then you watch the
It was
trailer for Warzone.
yeah,
Oh my man, that was.
cool stuff.
What's nostalgic for me as well. Just playing Warzone in general. I haven't played Warzone in ages, like properly, because
Mm.
I don't know. When I'm at home, I don't really gravitate towards that. But like Warzone is like one of them games that will live for a while, and that's why I think sound like with zombies right now is kind of the state where we're at, where we can make content on older games and Cold War when stuff comes out. But you see with
Yeah.
things like Warzone and that or Minecraft, the games really haven't changed much, but there's content always to be made because each scenario is different. Each game you play is different. And
Right.
I think with zombies, each game is different.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you
It
could do
is, it
that with
is,
zombies too.
it is. Each game you play in zombies is different, but it's one of them things where it's not intense like a Warzone game. The scenarios are
Mm.
pretty similar, you know what I mean? Because the factors that change in multiplayer or Minecraft or something are so much more random than they are zombies in a way. So each
Yeah,
game
I
with D
understand
Machine,
that.
for each game with D Machine, at the end of the day, it's about almost the same experience. And I know it's up to us, the players, to change how we play to really like alter the outcomes in that. But I think
Mhm.
Warzone and Minecraft and games like that just do it so much better that like obviously that's not what zombies is intended to be. Zombies is intended to be a zombie survival mode, which is
Right.
fun and great and replayable. But at the same time, when it comes to content creation, it's hard sometimes. I don't know if other people are like that in the community as well, where it's quite because there's a
I
list of
mean,
ideas. I have a list of video ideas as long as my arm for zombies, right?
mhm.
It involves a lot of the older games and that, going back, playing them, mods, things like that. There's a lot you can do with them, but I don't know. It's one of them things where there's stuff to do,
Eh,
but
yeah, like that's the thing. That's the thing that I've kind of realized recently, where it's like I like posting majority zombies content, right?
yeah,
But then at the end of the day, I kind of recognize that it's like, well, I still play Call of Duty. It's kind of like I'm a Call of Duty YouTuber, you know? And
yeah,
it's like I'm testing the waters in other locations, right? Like I made a league play video. I hosted another gunfight tournament, you know. And it's like people seem to enjoy some of the other things, right? I mean, maybe my league play video isn't doing as well as some of my other zombies videos
yeah,
because, random zombies guy plays league play. That's random, right? But like people really enjoyed the gunfight tournament.
yeah,
And it's like, okay, from that perspective, then I could honestly just make more content in other areas of Call of Duty. It doesn't have to be zombies, but I'm still gonna do zombies and I'm still gonna have fun with zombies, right?
yeah.
And I think at the end of the day, it just comes down to what you personally want to make with your channel and
Absolutely, yeah,
how you want to create.
yeah.
And
Because
I know for a lot of people too, like they want to do other games, right?
yeah,
I mean, I know a lot of people would be like, "Oh, he's leaving the zombies community because he posted something that's not zombies," and it's
he
like that's just
posted
not
Among
true.
Us.
Like that's just
Yeah,
simply not true.
no, exactly.
But the thing is with that is like there's a game that just recently came out that I think I am gonna play this week if before DLC 4 comes out. Um, Kena, Kena. There's like a particular way to pronounce it, but I think it's Kena.
Hmm.
Kena Bridge of Spirits or Kena, whatever. Kena Bridge of Spirits.
Yeah,
Really cool looking game. I mean, it reminds me of Kingdom Hearts. It's got that like whimsical charm to it. It's like a
yeah.
story-based driven game. Like it looks really cool. And I remember the trailer all the way back in 2020 going, "Holy shit, I want to play this game."
Now it's here.
And now it's here and it's like, "Okay, I'm going to do that." And I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm going to stream it. I'm going to post it to my YouTube channel. I think it's going to be fun.
Absolutely. I'm thinking my thought process with games and that now is like as well is I I like being as optimized as possible when it comes to content. Hence
Mhm.
why right now with my zombies videos, they're not doing great. And that's something I'm kind of looking at like, okay, they can be community driven, maybe it's a lack of interest in my videos, whatever reasons, right? But I see with other
Mhm.
stuff does better on my channel for some reason, and I don't know why. And I've talked about this before on the podcast. COD Ghosts like to do really well on my channel. It
Yeah, I
does
remember that.
surprisingly it does really well. Same with my reviews for COD games, they do really well. And here's my idea behind it, right? Here's my idea behind it is those videos carry my channel in a way. And they give me consistent views, subscribers, all that stuff. My zombies videos still do okay. They're still there. They're still raking up views every day.
Yeah.
A lot of my perk ranking videos have done really well, or older Cold War videos are
Mhm.
do quite well. But when I upload a new zombies video and someone who's subscribed from the review, they're not enticed to click on it, which damages that video. So
Mm.
my thing is I would like to upload content consistently to one channel, but then I know certain people won't want to click on that content, which will happen anyway. With any video, doesn't matter. Oh, hit my mic. Doesn't matter what you do. Is like you could do a video playing Transit. Someone clicks on it. Ah, Transit. I like that map. And then you could do a video playing Dire Ice, and they're like, ah, I hate Dire Ice. I'm not clicking that video. Ah, Dire Ice is an awful zombie map. It's
Mm.
one of the things where I want to be as optimized as possible, but at the same time, I know it can't be done with
I
time
see.
frames and things like that. Like it can't be all compressed. And it's one of them things where I want my channel I want to be genuine as well. It's not one of them things where I
Right.
want to I'm view hungry because I'm uploading zombies right now, older zombie stuff when it's not getting as many
Mhm.
views because I enjoy doing it. I think it's fun.
Right.
I like going back to the older games. I'm having a good time enjoying it.
Yeah.
But the say I
And
don't
that's the thing,
yeah.
right? You gotta post content that you enjoy posting,
Yeah.
And it's like yeah, the stuff that I enjoy posting is, tutorials, and I like to do like little news update videos and let's play first
Yeah.
attempt doing this, or like a challenge video or something like that. And I think a lot of people, yeah, that's how that's how it that's how it snowballs, man. It might not be doing as hot as maybe some of the more recent things, but in time it just keeps building,
It's one of them things as
It
well.
it can't go down. That's the
Yeah,
thing, right? I
exactly.
think a lot of people kind of, when like starting out YouTube or anything like that, or even if people who have been doing YouTube for a while, they're like, "Oh, my views are low. Maybe I should just stop." Don't stop, you
Yeah.
know, because it's just like it's a video you posted a year ago could have thousands of views by next week or next month. You
Best
don't really know, and it can never go down. You can't lose views.
exactly.
You're still
Exactly.
gonna get views on the videos.
Best example of this is back when I was making my reviews the first time. They didn't do good at first. They didn't really do that great, right? Black Ops
Hmm.
3 in particular. I think that had 120 views or something, around that kind of ballpark for a good
Hmm.
month, right? I saw a month of time that video only had a few hundred views. Right now, it's sitting on 13K views.
There you go.
It's
That's
one
a
of the
great
things.
example.
It's one of them things where over time you don't know that video will do good. YouTube can start
Uh
pushing it
huh.
out randomly. It's one of them things where if you're ahead of the curve as well, if you know something's about to happen and you do it and it does shit at the moment because it's not hot yet. It's one of the things that'll build up. It's like, for example, also like buying Pokemon cards, right? You buy Pokemon cards now, give it 10 years, 20 years, they'll be worth eight times the
Then be
ten times
worth,
the
oh
price.
yeah, a lot
You know what
more.
I mean? And it's one of the things where the sooner you do something, the better it is, in the long run. And even with content as well, because I quite like talking about the more technical side of YouTube stuff, is like
Hmm.
with content creation and that, and like what you want to do with YouTube. It's one of them things where I think people get in this mindset that things have to be super polished as well at the start, and they really don't have to be. It's one of them things where you'll learn gradually as you do it. Like for me, for example, if I look back at my first video, I hear my mic like hey guys, I think it was my name was Mr. My Man or something. It was that as well, and I changed it all. But it's one of them things where
I remember that original name
yeah,
actually.
yeah, it was a meme at first, if I'm being honest. It was a joke I did with my friends inside a stupid name, right? But like it's one of them things where with YouTube, if you want to do YouTube, it's never too late. But if you start doing it now and you post consistently for a month, you'll see how you were in day
Hmm.
one and compare it to day 30, and you'll see the change already in your voice, your confidence. And it's one of the things where
Yeah.
over time, when you get better equipment, things like that, your videos will be super polished once you understand how to use editing software properly. It took me a long time as well. Like I didn't know I'm still learning. Every day is a school day. Like you learn stuff every day,
Yep.
new stuff. Because you'll do something in the editor and you'll be like, oh shit, didn't realize I could do that. It's
Right.
one of them things where you
Dude,
you
you
don't
gotta
know.
learn every day.
Yeah,
Learning every day is so fucking important. Even if it's just like, even if it's the littlest thing, right?
yeah,
Learning every day is so important. Getting better every day is so important. Improving yourself and who you are is so important. And it's the good same thing goes for YouTube, right? You do a little bit and a little bit more, and then that it's a snowball, and then it just gets into this bigger entity than it used to be. And it's just great.
yeah.
It's fun seeing the process, and it's fun. You have to love the process too. You can't just be focused on, oh, I'm gonna get a million subscribers. I'm gonna get a million subscribers. Obviously, it'd be awesome to have a million subscribers. However, you gotta love the process. You
Yeah,
have to love the process and what you're doing while you're getting there. You
because
know?
I think the thing is a YouTube channel should never be made for the purpose of financial reasons. A YouTube channel is something you should do as a hobby, first of all. And if you're lucky enough and YouTube push out your
What?
videos and your content's good enough,
Mhm.
you can make it into something a financial thing. And again, if you do good
Yeah.
videos, editing, it will happen over time. Obviously, well, for me, I'm on the smaller side of subscribers, so who am I to talk, right? I'm just talking about how things are. There's one of
Well,
the
who am
things.
I to talk? Well, I think you are to talk. If anything, there, it's the small people like us who can attest to this because, you know, I can guarantee you a lot of other smaller creators have had that video. There's like that one video that pops up for them, right?
Yeah,
Or like there's that one video that they're really proud of and they're glad that video did really well, right? And it's the patience. And so, yeah, I think smaller creators are one to talk
Mm,
because we and as smaller creators than, some of the bigger guys in comparison, I don't like comparing to other people, right? But
yeah,
for the sake of this discussion, right? In comparison to in the grand scheme of things, right? It's like we're bigger than we used to be even a month ago, even
exactly.
like
That's
a
true.
year ago, a day ago, right?
Yeah,
It's constantly improving. You're constantly getting some more exposure, and it's just you just have to keep at it,
yeah,
And
absolutely.
so
That's one of
while
the
the
thing.
smaller
Yeah.
creators are going through that metamorphosis, they are one to talk because we are experiencing that process firsthand.
Mm.
So yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely,
No. Well,
smaller creators can talk
there
on
you
it,
go.
I think.
Well, absolutely. And like you're saying, it's like with patience. Like,
Yep,
do you remember your first video that did really well?
I do.
What video was it?
I did a reaction to the Blood of the Dead trailer at the Black Ops 4 event, and I remember that got 3,000 views in one day, and I was shocked because I think at the time I had maybe like 40 subscribers
There
or
you
something
go.
like that,
There you
and I was
go.
like, "Holy shit!" And that's kind of what clicked in my head. That I was like, "Huh, I could probably do something with this," you
And
know? And
that's the thing for as
yeah,
well is like you can look at your numbers on YouTube and get all panicky. Now, obviously, look at the analytics, learn from the analytics, see what's doing well, see what's not doing well. If you care about
mm,
stuff like that, but at the end of the day, a subscriber number means nothing if people aren't watching. Your
mm,
your audience is the views you get. Is my take
yep,
of it, not subscribers. Subscribers are important. Again, don't get me wrong,
understandable, yeah,
because that's let's say you have a million subscribers. That's a million people potentially seeing it that come up in their sub box.
right,
Like
yeah,
it's good overall because you're gonna get more clicks in that because you have more subscribers. But
yep,
you could be, for example, a channel like myself, around 2K, but then I have a video that has 13K views. And that's
right.
one of the things where I know that one person has managed to interfere in some way, shape, or form with 13 K viewers.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah,
a crazy number.
it's
It's a
amazing.
crazy number. And when you talk about it like that, it's so easy to get wrapped up in the numbers. But you really have to think, wow, that's 13,000 different people.
And I think you bring up a really interesting point there. Not to get wrapped up in the numbers that much.
Look at the analytics and
You
pay
look
attention.
at the number and you realize that yeah, your hard work can pay off,
Yeah.
you know?
I think,
And
yeah.
you don't want to be caught up in like, well, this video got 13,000 views. How come my next video didn't get 13,000 views, right?
Yeah.
I should be, that I should just be, getting thousands and thousands of views every single time, right?
Yeah.
But like,
Doesn't work like that. Does not
it
work
doesn't
like
work
that.
like that. And when you see a video like that, you go, okay, this is working. Like it's paying off. Things are paying
Yeah.
off, and then you'll notice other videos will slowly but surely get up there, and slowly but surely,
Yeah.
it's
Absolutely.
patience. It's patience. And now I know some people are just boom, an instant hit overnight, and I still think there's a degree of patience with that, even though it's like, well, how come he only was doing YouTube for like a year? How come he has a million subscribers? A year is still a long time.
Yeah,
A year is still a
it
long time to grow and do things.
yeah,
Even a month, okay? There's still a degree of patience to it. You could just give up on the first day, okay?
absolutely. You could be
If you're
halfway through
patient
making
for
your
even
first
like a
video.
week, exactly, right? You could be happy making your first video. You can just be patient for a week. There's still a degree of patience to it. Granted, maybe one person might have to stay a little bit more patient than the other person, and that's going to all depend on your willpower because everything comes down to the individual, I think, at the end of the day. But there's still that degree of, your hard work can pay off.
Yeah.
I
And
think I think a lot of people need to
here
realize that.
here's something. Patience is important, and also this is a very good note. Nothing's permanent. Everything will pass,
Yeah,
whether it's good, bad. So them long waits you're having. You'll get to the
yeah,
point where you have a video that does really well. You'll get to the point if you
right,
keep grinding and you're working hard on your channel that you'll get to 1,000, 2,000 subscribers. And
right.
the odds are in your favor because you've done things a lot more in your past, most likely. That have been a
Mm,
lot more the percent, like the chances you've been able to do. Like even
right.
existing is like 14 million and one.
Existing
is
I'm a little bit off topic here. Existing is one of the most just
that
beautiful and crazy things ever.
because
And
you could not be here right now, like
yeah, we could
so
not be here
easily.
right now
Yeah,
so easily. The millions of sperm cells, and we're the ones who were chosen, or we are the ones who made it. We
yeah,
won the race. Uh,
exactly. That's the thing to think about as
it's
well, and like
amazing.
it's one of them things where you really get into psychology of it, like because if you it's what you think about it, it's before being born, after dying, what is there?
Mhm.
You'll never know. It's one of the things. I'm a firm believer
I
that
mean, the dark ether,
the
of
dark,
course.
the dark ether, yeah, that's where you go, and you play Call of Duty Zombies, you pick up Juggernog, and yeah, no, but I'm a firm believer that for the most part we get one shot, so
Mhm.
everything we experience, everything we look at is like one of the things where it's you're born, you live it, you do what you can with your time on the planet. And again, it's one of them things you want 1 million subscribers, you can get 1 million subscribers. You can do it.
Right.
It's very possible. When you look at the grand scheme of things, right? Again, I know I'm a smaller creator. I haven't done it. So it's not like, oh, all that, right? But it's one of the things I know potentially I could get 1 million. Jason could get a
Right.
million. Anyone watching this could get 1 million by putting in the
Yeah.
work and starting a channel. Because it's one of them things where once the snowball starts rolling and your content's like that and it's polished and it's all good and you're having fun and people are enjoying watching it,
Yeah.
you'll get there. It's one of the things where you will get there eventually. It's just persistence, never giving up.
And it's all part of the YouTube game too,
Yeah,
how well you play the game.
yeah.
So, yeah, man, good stuff. Hey, good little philosophical conversation
Oh
there
yeah,
at the end
absolutely.
there. We're talking about content creation, but
Mm,
I guess the one last thing, getting back on the
absolutely.
topic of maybe Call of Duty
Oh yeah.
and Cold War a little bit before we end off the podcast. Season 6 is right around the corner, and DLC 4 is right around the corner. We got some new teasers. We got the new enemy type with the Margwa Plaguehound
Oh,
hybrid
I've
creature, which looks
seen
kind of
that.
terrifying. We
Yes.
have the new blueprint for this like containment
That's
chamber
like Sophia, is it?
to
Or no, that's different. That's like
yeah, like they enhanced the image and it looked like Sophia behind the redacted black lines. And they also were looking at the text and they were able to see behind the redacted line that said that chamber is to capture the Forsaken. So the Forsaken taking the form of like Sophia or like I don't know, man. Like it's kind of weird to me. But we'll have to see what ends up happening there.
I can't wait for
Um
Richtofen to walk through the portal.
Dude, if Richtofen walks through the portal, I think that would be just one of the craziest moments for the zombies community, even more so than Richtofen dying. And then people are gonna be like, "Oh my God, zombies is back!" because of all the old characters coming to the new storyline.
You know what I think?
Um,
You want to know what I think what happened? I think
mm,
we'll see a portal. We'll see a back shot of Richtofen walking through the portal, and the community gets all like hyped, and then it cuts to his face, and it's just him zombified, and it means nothing.
uh,
Really to insinuate that their time, all that they had, they're done. He was relevant there, like he came through the portal, like he was about
mhm.
still, but he was a zombie, so it's like yeah, that's him
Or
gone.
the other thing is too, a lot of people believe that the director of Requiem is Eddie,
Eddie,
which
yeah,
was young
the kid,
Richtofen
yeah,
at
who
the
came through the
time.
portal, yeah,
So, I mean, if the director is Eddie, then Richtofen is still canon, right?
yeah. Oh,
Um,
absolutely same person, isn't it?
yeah, it's the
Technically,
same person, just younger, and but different circumstances, right?
different
So
experience, yeah,
instead of being raised as a Nazi,
yeah.
instead of that, and instead of joining Group 935 and the Illuminati and all that, he's in this different reality and this different timeline where
He's the
now it's the Cold
director.
War, and he's an American now.
Yeah, because
So
that can happen.
it
It's
could,
one of the things where yeah,
yeah.
it's one of the you really start thinking about it as well. Is like you live one life throughout, and then you have another chance of doing it without any previous memories of the other life because you're a different
Mhm,
person technically.
yeah.
In a way, it kind of makes it like you're a different person because you have a completely different personality. You
You
know,
could. I mean, you absolutely could. I mean, the thing is too with that is I think inherently people will continue to be themselves and they'll continue to be themselves through and through depending on the situation. But here's
Mm.
the thing, right? It's that person in that situation, right?
Yeah.
So what would it be like if Edward Richtofen lived in America and was raised in America? That's how it would be. He's still Eddie. Nothing will change inherently about his personality and who he is and what he likes, but that's just how he was raised in America as opposed to raised in Germany.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that'll be a really interesting dynamic if that's the case. I don't know. We're still speaking in hypotheticals because we still don't know the true identity of the director.
Which
So we're just assuming that it's Eddie, which again, we don't really know if
we
it is
don't
or
we
not.
don't know.
It could be Hudson like I originally thought, but who knows?
I don't know. You'd think it would be, but I feel like that's more of a red herring, and I think they're like, "Oh yeah, it's Hudson," you know? Like, "Oh yeah, who would it be?" But I think it's gonna be a big twist, and it's gonna be like Richtofen or something as well. I think very much so,
Yeah, or
because
like
he has
maybe
a
some other kind of recurring character from the Black Ops universe that all it just went right over our heads or something, you know?
like. It's more thinking about it because we've had the Samantha card played, the Eddie card we haven't yet, and they even said that we'd be dabbling into like them characters later on in the story. So
Right.
you'd think they want to maybe do it now. And I think the way Cold War
Right.
Zombies is going to end is not as a massive, big season finale, because this is only part one of this giant story. Because we're having a prequel
Of
to it
course.
for a very good reason. We're having a prequel because they're wanting to build the story up to be something
Right.
that goes on for perhaps another 10 years or so.
Yeah,
So then
definitely.
one of them things where they really want to build onto it. And I think the Eddie card they might play towards the end of Cold War in the Easter egg or something,
That's
or
yeah.
it's at the end of the cutscene. The cutscene kind of cuts off, and then we get launched into Vanguard story, and then where Cold War 2 picks up, whatever they call the next game, is where we continue the story with Eddie, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see something like that happening. Either that or, like you were saying with, oh yeah, Samantha was a heavy thing in Cold War. Maybe Eddie could be a heavy theme and a heavy character in Vanguard.
Yeah,
Where it's like, okay, Cold War is Samantha Max's time to grow as a character, and then Vanguard could be Eddie's time to grow as a character. And then the next game, Black Ops Cold War 2
yeah,
or whatever,
exactly.
right? Will be the storylines converging. I could see that happen actually. I think that
Hmm.
would be an interesting dynamic, but I
Obviously,
mean, DLC 4 is very unpredictable at this point. I'm really curious to see what's going to happen because
yeah.
obviously we also have Zykov coming from the Dark Ether,
Oh
and
yeah, he's a big factor.
Zykov he's been kind of playing both sides a little bit where you have Zykov. Zykov is, or I'm going to put that in quotations, right? Because the Forsaken can take the shape of people, right?
Yeah.
So the Zykov, or it could be the Forsaken being Zykov, talking to Peck, Dr. Peck from Omega. They're like, oh yeah, yeah, come save me, and I'll give you the information you need about the Dark Aether and the Forsaken. Yeah, yeah, totally. It's not a trap.
Come, please.
And then, Requiem wants to go and get this intel as well to try to figure out how to defeat the Forsaken. So I think once again, just like Mauer or Toten, I think Requiem and Omega are going to be forced to work together again.
Yeah, I think so. I think it'll be on very different terms where there's not going to be any backstabbing or anything. Though I think they'll work with each
Right.
other, but in the way where like, okay, as soon as we get this done, we both know what's happening after. Sort of thing. We're
Yeah, it's like, all right, after we're done taking this guy out, we're back to being enemies, kind of a thing, right? In a way, that's kind of what happened with Mauer der Toten, but Kravchenko planned on killing Requiem anyways at
anyway.
the
Yeah,
end there. And by the way, I gotta say, he was a terrible shot. You have an attack helicopter
you
and you
missed
can't
it.
hit a single shot.
Come
I don't know,
on,
Kravchenko. I know you were put in charge of Omega as a punishment, but damn, maybe you should be demoted from Omega too. Like, geez, man. That sounds like a punishment in itself, not being able to kill your mortal enemies.
with a helicopter.
With a helicopter with missiles and rockets and a minigun. And then they were able to get away with their assault rifles and going through the portal.
Man,
Come on, Kravchenko. I thought you were big and scary.
man, that's funny. That's that's plot armor for you, isn't it?
Yo, we love plot armor,
We
right?
love plot
We
armor.
love God damn it.
We love
I
plot
mean,
armor.
hey, as fun as the Dark Ether story is, I will, you got to point out some of the flaws there, and that's definitely to me one of the biggest glaring flaws that Omega could have totally just wiped out Requiem right there, but because the story has to go on and we need a fourth map,
Yeah.
it's just Treyarch is like, make Kravchenko a stormtrooper, like
It's kind of like in a way, like, well, obviously, no one someone's directing a story.
Mhm.
Whoever they want to win will win. But it's kind of like in the case of like
Mhm.
Batman and Superman, right?
Right.
If Superman wanted to, he could just kill Batman instantly. You know, it's one of them things where it's
Right.
something that could happen, and the only reason he's alive is plot armor. You know, like
Right.
sure, there's other factors that go on, and Batman could kill Superman by doing whatever, you know, getting kryptonite or whatever, right? But it's one of them things where I've really started to pick up on it more now as well. That plot armor is such a heavy thing in movies,
Oh, yeah.
and you see
Especially
scenarios,
especially in a lot of these modern movies
yeah,
too.
and
Modern movies are just riddled with it.
you see these movies like play out, and it's like things that happen and decisions people make, and it's like huh.
Mm.
Would a rational would a rational person do
Uh,
that though? Like,
right.
one of them things.
And here's the thing too, right? I think like there are shows out there that do not rely on plot armor and they rely on pure wit and pure intelligence for this particular character to die or this particular character to win. Like for example, one of my favorite anime of all time is Death Note.
Yeah,
And in that show, you have Light and L. They're not good guys, they're not bad guys, right? The entire show is objective, where Light becomes Kira, tries to become the god of the new world with the Death Note, and L with the Japanese police is trying to hunt him down with their own ideals and their own idea of
mm,
morality and justice. Neither of them you could technically say are inherently good or evil, and like it's they're both such big brain geniuses that they play these mental gymnastics back and forth, and it's one of those shows where when something really crazy happens because of a plan that Light or L puts in place, it feels so rewarding and so it just feels like such a big payoff that it's like
yeah,
holy shit, like they earned that win,
yeah,
they
exactly.
earned whatever, so I think Death Note is one of those shows that doesn't rely on plot
Yeah,
armor,
and
and
another
it's really
yeah
fun to
another
watch.
another show as well is Breaking Bad. I think is something that doesn't
Hmm.
rely on plot armor either, because you see all these scenarios where characters are about to be killed off and they're not, and there's like a reason. There's always like a reason behind it, like whether
Right.
I think it's because a lot of the characters in the story play a bigger part, and even if you're wanting to kill someone, it sets off a whole chain of events where it's like, if I kill him, then relationships don't become good, and then it's bad for me in the long
Right.
run. You know, sort of thing where it's like shows that do it well is a great thing, and it's really refreshing to see. But then you just see it's especially like with like certain movies where it's like, oh yeah, you know, your best friend is you with you in the whole movie, and then they turn out to be the bad guy.
Right.
Like no rational person would do that. You know what I mean? It's one of the things where it's like, come on, why?
I mean, because that's been done time and time again,
Exactly.
right?
That's
I
one of
mean,
that's like kind of like a cliche, isn't it? Like it's
right.
if it's done well, then absolutely. But
Yeah.
it's one of the things
Yeah,
that
if it's done well, then by all means. But if you're doing it just for the sake of doing it to
like
look cool, it's not
I'm
gonna
the
work.
bad guy, you know?
It's like you can basically describe what I just said there, that one sentence. Don't do it just to look cool. It has to make sense. You can apply that to the entire Star Wars sequel trilogy. I've talked about that so many times,
Yeah.
and it's just yeah, yeah, that's just yeah.
Yep.
Again, I don't want to get into it again, but that's just how you describe the entire Star Wars sequel trilogy. They did that thing because they think that thing looks cool, but it doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah.
Um Anyways, random little tangent there at the end of the show, but hey, I still think this was a good episode. We
Absolutely.
talked about season 5, we talked about season 6 coming up, we talked about Outbreak Survival, we talked about YouTube, and we talked
Content
about a
creation, all
bunch
that.
of stuff today.
Absolutely,
We
yeah.
hey, and we talked about Blackout and Black Ops 4. Obviously, it's not an episode of the Division Z podcast if we don't
About
talk about
Black Ops
Black Ops
4.
4.
Yep.
So, we're gonna be playing some Outbreak later this week. So, keep an
Absolutely.
eye on our channels, and we're gonna play words. We're gonna be playing some oh my fucking god.
We're gonna play some Call of Duty Zombies. We're gonna play some Call of Duty Zombies, ladies and gentlemen, in Black Ops 4. Playing some Call of
There we
Duty
go.
Black Ops 4 Zombies, perhaps some what are they called? I can't remember what they're called either. Play some Rush. We'll play the
Rush, yes, of
Gauntlets as
course.
well.
Gauntlets and
All that good stuff.
Blackout and uh the Specialist HQ and all that,
Oh
right?
yeah, Specialist HQ.
Uh
Come on.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that'll be it for episode 63 of the Division Z podcast. What was your favorite part? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. And with that said, thank you all so much for watching. Make sure you check out all the links down below in the description so you stay up to date with what me and K Cosmic do, as well as checking out the merch and our Twitter. And I guess with that said, any closing thoughts, my friend?
Black Ops 4.
Black Ops 4. There we go.
Right. That's it.
That is our closing thoughts today. Thank you once again for watching, and we'll see you all next time. Peace out.
Bye, everyone.